Hi, changebringer. Yes, you are a changebringer. Did you know that if you change something in you, something will change in your world, in the world, and in the universe? That's how powerful you are, and we all are. So let's bring some changes today. Today, I have a special request from somebody in the comments. The person asked me for questions. Let me read these questions. First of all, how to deal with the loss of a loved one, how to deal with your heartache, and the inability to communicate with them. And then the last one is the loved ones who were deceased. Are we going to see them back in the afterlife? Well, this is a challenge for me to speak about it because I don't like to speak about it very much because I experience that, like we all call it in the physical world, in a completely different way. We were all born multidimensional beings, and we still are multidimensional beings. And because a lot of the people, the children, the babies, were not taught or guided to keep on seeing the multidimensionals, and also some souls didn't plan this, that they lose the ability to experience multidimensional. In my case, it stayed, and I needed it, and I still use it very much. And so that for me is not the end, like a lot of people who only are conscious of the physical world. And what do I mean with the physical world? This tangible world. Yeah, that's what I mean with the physical world. They, of course, have an intense experience with losing somebody. It can be a person, it can be a pet. And why is that so intense for them? Because what happens, and the person said it in the question, how to deal with the heartache. What is happening to you when you lose a loved one? Let me explain to you. There are 26 unpleasant emotions. And these 26 unpleasant emotions, they are all over the place. But there are a lot in the heart chakra, 6 of them. When you lose a loved one, the first emotion that will be triggered, and you will feed it, is disbelief. You can't believe that this person is, or this pet who was with you for a long time, your parents, your sister, brother, uncle, your grandparents, suddenly are not anymore in the physical world, are not anymore in this physical plane. How unbelievable is that? Yeah. And so what does this emotion do? I can't tell you the movement, because you have to have the experience. Otherwise, you will reprogram it as a soul to have that experience back again, because it's all about experience. So what happens? It's deep in your heart chakra, disbelief. And I discovered that's the cause of depression. So disbelief is a movement of an unpleasant emotion. And we know now through all the other videos that unpleasant emotions are very slow moving energy fields that block the beautiful energy movement of the body. So it blocks your heart chakra. And the heart chakra is the connection with you as a soul, and the body. So your light, love, warmth, wisdom, and power doesn't flow that strong anymore. And that's why people fall into depression. They don't feel like doing anything. And that's what's happening also to you when you lose a loved one. You have the first experience, the first emotion you have is disbelief. So your whole system goes down. Yeah. So not enough light, love, warmth, wisdom, and power from you as a soul comes into your body. And if you're not living in the body, of course, the moving of that light, love, warmth, wisdom, and power is even worse, slower. And that's why that people end up in depression after losing somebody, and for a long time. Then the second emotion is lost. Lost is quite surfaced. It's not so deep, not such a deep movement in the heart chakra, but it's very painful. Yeah, I cannot say any word because then I tell you how it will move, but you will feel it. You will feel it absolutely, physically feel it. Yeah, you have there a certain ache. Yeah, that's why people call it a physical heart ache, because this losing is a movement. I cannot, I will not tell you because I don't wish upon you the experience it again. Because if you don't experience it yourself, and I tell you how the movement is, you will go and look for it mentally and you don't experience, because you cannot experience emotions with your brain. That's it. Yeah. People ask me, why don't you tell me how the movement is? Because I do not wish you to take away the experience. That's why you are here. Okay. Then, so it's disbelief, then it is the lost. And then the last one, and I don't have that because I don't experience, I cannot experience it because I am aware, interdimensional aware. So, do I correctly say that? So I am conscious of interdimensionals. Yeah. I live consciously interdimensional. That's what I wanted to say. But if you're not, if you only consciously experience the physical plane, that's it, then you have the emotion of disconnection. And we call it loneliness. And that's also a heart chakra. And it's also in the middle of the heart chakra. Yeah. So it's in the middle of your chest. And of course, you don't believe that person or the pet is left the physical plane. You feel the lost, and then you miss the person or the pet. And a lot of people feed it so much that, and it's normal, yeah, it's normal if you're not aware what's happening to you, that these three fields take over. They take over your life because you feed it and you repeat it and you repeat it and you feed it and you feed it, and it becomes really big in your system. So your heart chakra is getting blocked and blocked and blocked. And that's why you see people who lost a loved one tumble down. Yeah, because the heart chakra is a frequency field that is very strong, and it will come down. It will be not that strong anymore. And people lose their ability to connect. They get lonely. They lose their ability to enjoy life, because the disbelief, the love, light, warmth, wisdom, and power of you, the happiness, the spontaneousness that you are as a soul, is not flowing in anymore. And then there's also some other emotions like guilt. Guilt is also starting from the heart chakra, so that's already full. Yeah. Powerlessness, that's in the stomach. What else? Rejection, that you didn't do anything, or didn't, you could have prevented, or, and that's not true, of course. If there's a universal contract, and when the creator says, when the source says come back, you come back, and that's the deal. Yeah, that's a done deal before you come to the earth. So how do you deal with this? How do you deal with this? First of all, you need to know that emotions are energy frequency feels. Emotions are not something that is designed by the creator to destroy your life. No, it's actually a tool to experience. For example, you lose something and then you win it again. This is something you can experience in the physical plane. In the other layers, it is not that intensively aware. You cannot feel it that intense. And there are dimensions, there are no pleasant unpleasant emotions anymore. Yeah, especially here in the physical plane, you can experience this. And if you don't judge them, and if you don't have a preference between the pleasant and the unpleasant, yeah, the connection and the disconnection, the connection, the connecting with the person or a pet, and disconnecting, feeling lonely. If you don't judge it, if you try to feel it, what's happening inside my body, what's happening inside here, and you don't try to feel with your brain, yeah, you feel from your tummy, and you also keep your brain going, yeah. For example, the concentration, yeah. If you use your concentration and you try to also feel, it's two. Yeah, you feel the feel, you use the feeling and the brain, because that is the key. The key is that you and think or use a part of your brain and um, feel at the same time. So first, don't judge it, don't want to get rid of it, just experience and not look at it, yeah, like this is a second object. No, no, get into that vehicle. Yeah, this is your vehicle, you can get in it, it's three-dimensional, so you can get in it. And then feel what's happening. What movement do I feel in my chest? What movement do I feel in my chest? And then don't judge it, don't want to get rid of it, just experience. Wow, this is lost. I feel losing a loved one, or I can't believe that the person is not here anymore, or I feel so disconnected, I feel so um, lonely, I miss the person so much. And then what happens? Or I miss the pet so much. What happens in your chest? And then be aware of what's happening and just stay there. Give yourself, you as the soul, the self, the experience. Give yourself, you as a soul, the chance to experience it without judgment, without want to change anything, because there's the ego that says, oh, this is not pleasant, we want to get rid of it. No, 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 this is not why you're here. You don't want to get rid of it. You want to experience it without judging and without preference, without judging, without preference, unconditionally. And that's the key also. That's another key. So you get a lot of keys today. Okay. So I'm sorry, but dealing with a loss of a loved one is an intense experience, but I don't experience it so intensively. So don't blame me, don't judge me if I'm still, joyful, because we are all joyful as souls, and it is the unpleasant emotions that dumb it down, that push it, I don't know if I correctly said that, dumb it down, but do you understand me? It takes it away. The unpleasant emotions takes that joy that you are, love, light, warmth, wisdom, and power that you are as a soul. It takes that away, because it's slow and it dams and blocks everything. And that's why a lot of people lose their joy and happiness and spontaneousness. And also because a lot of them only live in their brain. And that is another video. Okay, so first of all, how do I deal with it? Yeah. What happens to me? I told you already. Then do how to communicate with them. Please do know that the first days that they left their body, they're here. They're here with you. And then they realize after a few days, and it depends how fast they realize this, that the closer they stay with you, that the more ache you have. So they start retracting themselves from you because they don't want you to see that you're suffering. And they stay around you around 10 days, 10 days. And then they're ready to go to the other side. Sometimes it's faster, sometimes it's a longer time. Sometimes it's a long, long time. But there's no rule. There's no rule. In the universe, nothing is the same. Remember that. Nothing is the same. There is so diverse in everything. Yeah. If you look at the leaf, there's no exact the same leaf on a tree. This is the same with humans. This is the same with animals. This is even the same with a snowflake, with two snowflakes. There's nothing, no same snowflake. So this is amazing. Yeah. So this is also with your story, other people's story. Maybe the stories look alike, but the experience is not never the same. And why and how intense, it's never, never, never the same. I guided so many people during the years, and the stories, yes, but the experience and the load behind it and why, and the contract with the universe and the deals you made, it's all different. So if your loved one left this physical plane, then it depends what the contract is, what they have agreed with the universe, with the source, and it depends how long they stay. Yeah. And then they go to they go on. They can't stop evolving. Everything in the universe evolves, so they can't stop evolving. There's nothing that stops in the universe. So there you go. So communicating with them is easy because they hear you, they see you. Even if they go to other dimensions, they're at that moment they become aware, consciously aware of the multi-dimensions. So they can hear you, but also be in other dimensions. They can see you and also be in other dimensions. And so if you want to talk with your loved ones, yes, you can. They hear you and they will reply. And they will try to reply to you on a communication system that you acknowledge. For example, if you're I will give you an example of my life. My brother was obsessed with numbers. He loves numbers, and so when my brother died, well, he went to the other dimension. Everything was three, 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 three. He passed away at 3 o'clock. The funeral was at 3 o'clock. A lot of things, three, 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 everywhere. And this is how we tried to communicate with the people around him that he was still with us. Yeah. Of course, I didn't need that, but the other people needed that. And so your loved ones will give you signs. For example, your loved one loves butterflies, for example. Then you will see suddenly a lot of butterflies, not always real ones, but also in designs or whatever. Yeah. And you recognize it, you see it, you recognize it. And a lot of people have these stories about when my brother deceased or my mother deceased, there was this and this happening. And this is how they try to communicate with you, because you don't hear them, you don't see them, because your third eye and your interdimensional awareness communication systems in your system are not active. So they try to communicate with you, for sure, for sure. So what you can do is just talk like I'm talking now to a computer screen. Just talk and know that you will get an answer, and know that they hear you, and then let them go. Because a lot of people don't know that if you, and you don't have to let them go immediately, yeah, but um, let them go in. A lot of people come to me and ask me, my mother died 4 years ago, and I daily communicate with her. Then I advise you not to do that. Why? Because you keep them from evolving, you keep them from going to the next life, for example. You keep them from going to another level, or if I call it evolving, yeah, because they feel that you need them, still need them in this life, and they try to stay as close as they can stay with you. And so what I always advise is take some memories, pictures, or gifts, or whatever you have, a piece of clothing, whatever. Put it in a parcel, and then write a letter, a thank you letter, that you're in my life. I loved you because blah, 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 whatever you want to write. And then seal this parcel like a gift, yeah, like a gift you give to the universe. And then put that parcel away in a cupboard somewhere as a gift to the universe. This is my, thank you very much to be in my life. This I give you back to the source. And then also pictures, everything. And if it's really, really, really necessary, if you really, really, really need it, then you can open the parcel and look at the memories, and then close it again, so that you don't interfere all the time with the energy of the person who's decided to go to the other dimensions. That's what it's all about. So having a picture, don't put it on, if you see it all the time, you will pull the soul always to this dimension. So put it in a parcel, put it in a like a beautiful gift, and put it in your cupboard. And when you need it, you open it up and you can read or whatever, or put something, a beautiful poet on top of it, or you found something of the person or the pet, and you can put it in there and just collect it. And this is your sacred box. That's it. But put it away, because having this memory all the time triggers these emotions in your system. So you grow them, you feed them, you feel more lonely, you feel more the lost, you feed the disbelief, and your body will ache. Your body will have a lot of physical problems after a while, because your heart doesn't get enough energy, your lungs don't get enough energy, your gland, I don't know exactly what the name was of this gland that is good, take care of your immune system, is not getting enough energy. So they will get filthy, and then they will have diseases. Yeah. So you should take care of this body, because this body is a gift from the source. Yeah. So this is a special gift, and you have to take care of it, not to harm it. And voila. So communication is possible whenever you want, whenever you need it, but also think in two ways. Yeah, not only for yourself, but also the person who left. Think about the person, the soul that wants to go on and evolve and go to the next life, maybe, or to another dimension. Who knows what the deal is? Okay. And then, do we see the last question? Do we see our loved ones back in the afterlife? Mostly, but there's no rule. Yes, because souls, they reincarnate with each other. What I was told and what I see is that you reincarnate with around 1,000 souls in one group. So you wait for each other, and sometimes souls still are in lives when you go to the other dimension and leave your body behind. They're still in a physical plane, and you're not anymore, or the opposite around. So they wait for you. And it can be that some of these souls who are in your group, yeah, incarnation group, you can call it whatever you want. I don't like labels, but anyway, they can have a deal with the source that it's already enough. I come back to the source completely, and I don't reincarnate anymore. I don't come back to the physical plane anymore, because that is what a reincarnation is. So, first of all, there's no rule, there's no set rule for it. It's not the same rule for everybody. So, there's nothing in the universe, nothing in the universe. And that is why it's so unique to be in the physical plane and in all these other dimensions. Is just nothing the same. It's so amazing. And yes, it's tough when you are only in the physical plane, awareness in the physical plane, because then everything is here. Everything that you can experience is going on in the heart chakra, mainly in the heart chakra. And that's why it's the heartache. Yeah. So try not to judge it, try not to have a preference. Look up the word unconditional. Look at the dog. A dog can teach you that. Being unconditionally, without a preference, without a judgment, a dog loves you. If they choose you being their master, their loved one, if they connect with you, there's no judgment and no preference. What do I mean? They don't judge you in any way. You can be moody. You can be leaving them alone for 5 hours. Um, uh, they don't like you more if your hair is in good shape, or they don't like you more if you washed yourself or not. They don't like you more if you are fat or thin or whatever. They don't judge you. They're unconditionally. And if you feel that feeling of unconditionally, and if you can connect with emotions in that way, I sometimes say, in if I give workshops, it's amazing, this feeling. I love to feel this feeling. This is one of the special ones, or the unique ones, or the not unique ones. For example, I was giving a session to somebody who had impatience, and I said, "This is the funniest one." And she looked at me like, "Funny?" But it is. If you're not judging, if you're unconditionally experience an unpleasant emotion, it's something amazing. How can you define all these different emotions because of the movement? Isn't that just genius? And it's when you're only living in your brain and you try to touch your emotions with your brain that you judge and have a preference. But if you as a soul use the body in a right way and feel and think at the same time and get in touch in that layer of emotions, then you as a soul don't judge. You have no judgment. You don't need it. That's only the ego that has it. And then you feel, wow, I can define losing and disbelief, or feeling lonely, disconnection. And I can define them, even if they are all almost at the same place, very close to each other, and you still can define them. So that's amazing. So here you go. That's how you handle it. I know it's not that easy in the beginning, and but I challenge you. I challenge you to look upon emotions, pleasant emotions or unpleasant emotions, as a tool to experience the physical life. And that's why we're here. And instead of judging them, want to get rid of them, avoid them, just become interested. Like, what's going on here? What's going on inside here? What's happening in my body while this is happening in my outside world? What does it trigger also? So yeah, this is the best way I can answer in a video, because every story is different, and of course, but this is in general very surface explained. um, this is what I can offer you on these questions. Thank you very much for your questions. I like questions. I like people who have a lot of questions. I'm a why child myself. So I like people who ask questions. So if you have questions, put them down in the chat and I reply on them. So have a lovely day. Even if you have heartaches, know that you can change your life. Know that you can change the way you handle emotions. And if you know people who have a need to see these videos, then you can share it. Always a like is always pleasant, so that my YouTubers see me more, the YouTubers see me more, and I reach more people, because that's why I make these videos. I don't make these videos for myself, because it's not my favorite thing to do, to make a video talking to a dead screen and a little green light there. But it is very important that people know what I know, because it makes life much easier. And people ask me, can I be like you? No, nobody can be like anybody else, because we're unique. But yes, you can become living consciously interdimensional. We all can do that. And if you learn to feel and think at the same time, it happens naturally. And that is amazing. Yeah. I saw a lot of people suddenly see auras and other things. Yeah. And if you're ready for it, it will happen. If you're ready to learn, if you're, well, to experience, because we know everything. We just forgot how it's been done. If you want to experience it again or relearn it again, that's the better term, then maybe contact me, or just experiment yourself. Yeah, because that's the best thing. If you experiment yourself, ask yourself a lot of questions, then you will evolve one way or the other. Yeah. And never say, oh, I can't, because that doesn't exist. Whenever you make a decision, something will change in you. Well, you change the decision, something will change in your life. And then, of course, in the world and in the universe, you already know that. So here you go. Thank you for looking, and I see you in the next video.